Tell us what you like about the secondary and the additions of all these corners, and how can you get all four of them on the field at the same time?
Yeah. First of all, you got to credit our scouting department and personnel. They went out and hit the ground running to dress up, our whole secondary and get us great depth. So it all kind of fell together for us, with free agency. And we're delighted to have some veteran cornerbacks, with Kyle Fuller and Ronald Darby. And then they jump out in the draft, get us a top 10 pick, Pat Surtain. And, over time, and we're playing with veteran safeties. Got a nice group there, drafted two players in the 5th round that was supporting a really nice group. But to answer your question, it's really great, and the first thing when you put a bunch of talent together is you want to know how they fit together. What's the chemistry? What's the harmony? That's been fantastic. Everybody's been working together and connecting. I couldn't be more pleased. You can't have too many guys, and we're going to go to camp, and guys are going to earn roles. We'll get as many DBs that play well on the field. And I know Vic wants to get these guys involved, and he's excited as well.
Let's go Andrew, then George. Go ahead, Andrew.
Hey, Ed, good to talk to you. You just touched on the young safeties that you drafted, Jamar Johnson and Caden Stearns. What do you like about them so far, and where do you want to see them grow in the short and long term?
Yeah, well, I think you first look at our starters in Kareem and Justin, and we want guys that have those a variety of skills where they can play in the deep part of the field, cover man-to-man, tackle, be great communicators. So we went into the college ranks, and again, our draft team found guys with ball skills and guys that could function in the deep part of the field. So right now we're pleased. We just tell them to watch the guys in front of them, and they're learning the system so they can go to camp to compete.
Go ahead, George.
Yeah, and it seems like every time we talk to players, Pat Surtain is brought up about how special he is. What have you seen out of him so far, and where do you maybe want to see him grow more as training camp approaches?
Well, he came in here with a great foundation. He comes from a great family, lineage with his father, excellent parents. Then he goes to Alabama, and he plays the whole time there, starts every game at a high level against top players in practice. He's been exposed to very good coaching in college. And then you come in here, and he's a guy that's very calm, reserved. I wouldn't say reserved, but he's respectful of others, and he's just a very hard-working, serious player. And so he has everything that could point to success, and not to mention he's a heck of an athlete. So he's fitting in great with our guys, and he'll work to get a strong role.
Cody, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, thanks for meeting with us today. One question, too. We talked about the Broncos cornerback depth, all those guys that are listed there. How is Michael Ojemudia, a guy who started last year? What have you seen from him so far this offseason, despite the fact that there's been additions to that position room?
Michael played a lot for us last year, and it was really good for him to get exposed to that much competition and work through things. He's really a bright guy. I see him as a multi-positional player, and there's just a really bright future for him here because he understands football, and he's in year 2. And the good ones spike in year 2 because they have that knowledge of playing and being in the meetings for a year. He came in, in a COVID year, and that was a really fast turnaround for guys because they had a short training camp, and then he was, he played in the very first game, and he played a lot. So we're really looking forward to year 2. He's jumping in there and really competing, even though we got a lot of competition.
Let's go Eric Delala, followed by Eric Goodman. Go ahead, Eric Delala.
Coach, what do you like about Baron Browning, and what do you need to see from him, or I guess what does he need to do over this break, and then what do you need to see from him in training camp for him to be able to make an impact here early in the year?
Yeah, well, we know he's a multi-position player, and we've had guys like that where we'll cross-train him. But, right now it looks like he was presented to play inside backer. But Reggie Herring's a heck of a coach, and he'll have him ready, and he'll have him schooled up. And now we go to more mental reps, and more classroom, and more watching the film of other guys doing it, and we'll have them ready for camp.
Go ahead, Eric Goodman.
Ed, you've been around a long time, and we keep hearing the word competition over and over again. Yes. There's a cliche, if you have competition, then you might not have your guy. there's no competition for Vaughn. There's no competition for Justin Simmons. So in some ways, is competition really a good thing?
That's a tough question. I'm not sure I understand it, but there's two types. You know, some people think you don't have the right guy if two guys are battling for the right corner position. I just really, you know, the way to explain the Denver Broncos right now is we have a lot of quality players. There's no doubt about it. And, you know, we're responsible for having a heck of a defense this year, and the back end's got to come up real strong.
We got time for two more. Go ahead, Ryan. Then we'll go Zach.
Hey, Ed, when the pads go on in August, what do you need to see from Justin Strnad to say, hey, he can help you in a couple of different roles in the season?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, you bring up a great point. When you're at the guys that are involved in the run and the pass, so that's primarily the safeties and the inside linebackers. You know, really the offseason is just to train those guys, you know, to operate quickly, to adjust. But then the real test comes, and especially a young player, you got to put him in a real game or a real 11-on-11 with run and pass and boots. So you got to test them there. So we want them to prepare to be tested. So right now he's on path to prepare. He's prepared to be tested in July, August.
Finish us off, Zach.
Coach, thanks for talking with us. You talked about what you liked about Pat Surtain coming out of college and in the draft process. What have you liked from him this past month when he's been on the field?
Yeah. You know, he fits in with our veterans. He's a great listener. He contributes. This guy is very calm when he's playing deep. When he's playing deep, he's calm. He has very good ball skills, and he can work with other players when he's in stressful situations.
Coach Donatel, thanks so much for taking the time. We truly appreciate it.
Yep. It's our pleasure, guys. Have a good rest of your day.